Hey everybody, this is Jerichos, and welcome back to the cave. Last time we went through the scientist story and she killed millions of people just to further her own career. She's not a good person. Then again, none of these people really truly are. This time we're going into our last character, the monk. And I'm sure the monk will have, a nice peaceful story full of serenity and inner peace, and I'm not fooling any of you, am I? So, now that we've dropped down, immediately after the scientist, the monk's section begins. Now, when we came here before, this gate was open because we didn't have the monk with us. But, since the monk's here, the door of enlightenment can be opened only by the one true master. And he's not a Zen master, so let's see, can we try to open it? Nope. Nothing doing. So I guess we'll have to explore the other direction. And we have another sign. To a mind at peace, the lightest of things can be the heaviest. Interesting. We've actually got a bridge. Cave tour is down below, but we can't seem to break past the bridge. Let's head up the mountain and see what awaits us up here. I love the look of the background with all the mist and the cliff tops and all that. We're gonna be climbing for a while. I love the little hidden stuff inside the rock there. Now, we haven't really talked about it, but the monk's special ability is, well, telekinesis. He can actually grab a hold of things from a distance. Usually it can mean picking up an item that he's not close enough to hold, or pulling at a support beam. And it drops some rocks down so we can climb further. And, that's a actually creepy looking tree.
We are now approaching the misty, snow-capped peaks the monk desires to call home. A sequestered haven of austerity and mental rigor, where entire lives are spent in the pursuit of becoming one with the world. Of course, our telekinetically inclined friend is not quite so ambitious. He'll be happy enough simply being the one in charge, no matter what it takes.
Yeah, that's a bit ominous again. So we've reached the top, and there's this, cool looking building here. And if you head a little further to the left, we'll find... Hey, we found the master. He's just floating there, got an aura. Well, let's ring the bell to get his attention. Hello. There we go.
Welcome, young apprentice. You have come far, yet your mind is not at peace. To achieve enlightenment, you must pass the 4 trials of Zenness. Take this and begin your journey.
So it gives us a feather to grab. There we go. Grab that. And we now have a feather.
Of yourself grow too great. Remember this always. A single feather outweighs all mankind.
Isaac Newton was down here once. I'm pretty sure he would call that scientifically inaccurate.
I love the cave's name dropping. Come on, drop down. And, so the bridge earlier, it had a sign say, talking about weight and everything. The trick is you have to have this feather. And you have to bring all 3 people plus the feather, and it will be just enough weight to break the bridge. So, let's bring everybody over. Out of the water. Come on, you guys. And now that we have everyone here, these guys jump, and it breaks. Actually, anyone can jump.
Our enlightenment-seeking trio has completed the first trial of Zenness, which I'm fairly confident is not actually a word. I'm a bit behind the technological curve down here. No spell check.
So, as long as you have all 3 and the feather, you jump on it and it breaks through. Now, technically, you can leave the feather behind and solve this area, but we want to take it with us. In fact, you know what? Let's have the hillbilly carry it. That'll leave the monk free to handle other stuff. Now, the nice thing is we have this head here. You can push it back if you wanted to get back up top, but there's no real purpose to that right now. So instead, we're going to head on into the mountainside? I guess, yeah, we're inside the cliff. And they follow us. We have our second trial. Impatient thoughts are as petals scattered to the winds. So we have a windy hallway, and we have lotus blossoms. We have to take the lotus blossoms from one end of the hall to the other. Now, if you run, you'll drop them. And it's windy, so what you have to do is wait while the wind is blowing. You can always tell by the wind chimes. And as soon as they start blowing, stop, and he'll turn his back to the wind. Simple enough. Just keep going. Oh, I went too far. So yeah, you close the window and then place the blossoms on the pedestal. Thing is, yeah, there we go. I was about to say, the window will open again, so you can't just close it and then cheat your way through. So we got the pedals. Best to take it real slow. You will always see the wind chimes start moving before it's, time to turn around. So it gives you a good half second, full second of warning for that. Taking this much slower. Oop, turn. My controller got stuck slightly and he almost, stayed there. So now, close the window.
The monk
And
has
perfect.
completed the second trial of Zenness. He seems to be tackling these challenges in good faith and the proper spirit of calm. Of course, still waters run deep and very, very dark.
So by completing the second trial, we get a ladder. And another sign. Here's the third trial. An ordered mind seeks equilibrium in all things. A sloppy mind just uses the internet. So yeah, the website they provide actually gives you the answer to this puzzle. They knew this would be a tough one. But I think we can solve it. The point is, you've got a scale here, and you have 6 gallons of water on the left. You need to somehow get 6 gallons on the right, but we only have a 4-gallon jug and a 7-gallon jug. I love these type of puzzles. Now, it's actually relatively simple. First, anytime you fill up the jugs in the pool of water, it will completely fill up the jug. But if you pour from one into the other, like the 7 into the 4, it will only pour enough to fill it. So, I filled up the 7, poured into the 4, and it leaves us with 3 in the big container. So now, what we need to do is dump out the 4. So now we have an empty jug and the 3 gallons of water. So, pour that in. That now gives us empty and 7 gallons. Fill up the 7 again, and we just pour 1 single gallon into here. And voila! That leaves us with 1 jug with 6 gallons.
Let it be known that the cave does not approve of using external sources to circumvent official tests of skill and intellect. So I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. In any case, that's trial number 3 complete, technically.
We won't tell the cave if you use this video to solve the puzzle. Anyway, the 4-gallon jug actually disappears, which I always found kind of funny. It's just magically gone. Maybe it got sucked into the floor too. Anyway, now that we've solved that, we can go up. And we get a cave painting here. And, nope. An old sign for trial number 4. The path to enlightenment is a journey of peace and stillness of the mind. Now this is a trial where you have to stand on these... Oh, I gotta bring everybody up. Alright, well, we're gonna walk through here. You have to stand on these carpets and stay completely still as you go up. And there's gonna be some stuff that's gonna tempt you. We'll see those shortly. If you go off the side to grab them, if you move around, then it will actually... Well, we'll see shortly. I don't want to give too much away. So, here we go. We stand still. The carpets are flying. Now watch the side. You'll see bag of money. That's the scientist's object of desire. And if you stay completely still, you'll be able to eventually make it across to, you know, where we need to go to progress. If you don't, the carpets will disappear and you'll crash down and die. But... Oh. Oops. I was too close to the edge. Ah! Oh my gosh, the hillbilly's glitching through the floor. Well, you know what? You'll get to see what happens if you don't stay still. Basically, we want to get to this section right here on the right with all three people and the feather for an optional objective. Oh my gosh, that glitch. Alright. Since we didn't stay still... Kaboom. And you know what? Let's have our scientist come join us. Alright. Now, this time... There we go. Alright. We just want to be on the middle of the platform, not all the way to the right. So, let's speed it up a little bit and get back to the top of this climb. Here we go. Now, gotta real quickly get everyone over there. Perfect. Okay, now that we've got all three people, climb this rope. You'll see another cave painting up here to grab. And once you get all three up here, you'll notice this bridge looks kind of familiar. So, head all the way over. And now I wonder, can I do a drop? I can't drop the feather. I was hoping I could just drop it and let the feather hitting the bridge be enough. But, breakthrough! And by breaking this bridge as well, we get the trophy Embrace Impermanence. And it drops us back down right by here. So now let's bring everybody over, because we got to go back up, and this time we'll actually do the trial the way it intends. So, here we go. That was funny, I glitched it out. Alright. I thought for a second I might be able to get them both on there, and technically I didn't. But the monk managed to ride his way up thanks to a slight glitch. Now, here we are riding up, and I want to point out it's kind of funny. The first object of desire we have is a bag of money, because the scientist is just in it for profit and fame and all that. The second object of desire we already knew was the pink bear, to represent the hillbilly's desire for the two-legged lady. And I find the object of desire for the monk so funny. It's a little Zen monkey statue. So now we're almost to the top, and very specifically, we have not moved. As long as we stay completely still, once the carpets start moving, you'll be able to get out of this puzzle. What's funny is this is actually, the monk is one of the characters who's best recommended for your no-death run.
Our deepest desires can seem so real, so crucial, can't they? But in the end, just like everything else, their glimmer fades. Surely the most worthwhile goal is acceptance of one's place in the universe. Excuse me, I think these Zen guys are rubbing off on me. Well, that's all 4 trials. Enjoy the fruits of enlightenment.
As I was saying, he's one of the best recommended for the no death run. This is just the only part you have to be careful of. No, I don't want to control the monk right now. I want to bring everyone onto the rope because that looks funny. Okay, no. I honestly can't remember if they follow you immediately or if they fall to their death if you leave them, so I'm going to have them just hanging on the rope. Now we've got a couple areas here we can go up either to the left or to the right. Now if we go to the left, meditation statue. Let's meditate here. And by doing that, your sense of the world zooms out. It's kind of cool. For anything else, only in meditation does one gain the fullest view of the world. So yeah, I kind of did that already. By doing that, you can actually see we're right below the Master's pedestal. And you can use telekinesis to wiggle the support bolt. Do it a couple times. I want to say 3 times? Maybe 4? Okay, let's go for 5. Alright.
Remember
5
this,
times.
Apprentice. Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts.
Yeah. Your worst enemy can harm you a lot more than your own thoughts. So, we remove the support beam. His platform is now quite a bit more unstable. Head to the right here and... what the heck? Oh, wait a second. I think I forgot. You have to go up here now that we have the expanded view. Do I not have expanded view anymore? Meditate. There we go. Zoom on out. Wait for it, and there we go. Now if you head to the right, I completely forgot you have to trigger these support beams while you're up here.
All worldly pursuits have but one inevitable end: destruction.
Oh, how right you are. So by getting rid of those support beams, it gives us the rock that we push to climb up. I forgot about that briefly. Now climb, climb. I love how he climbs with his hands and assumes, that like sitting style while he's climbing. And we found a final cave painting for this area. Now, let's head back up and say hi to the Master again. And now, let's ring the wind chimes and have him talk to us.
I see you understand what it is to be at peace with yourself. But be warned, a true Zen master is also at peace with the world. This is going to hurt.
Yeah, I don't think that's the orthodox method for obtaining this particular position in the temple. But what do I know? I never passed comparative religion.
And so, by killing the Master, we automatically become the Master. Yeah, as he said, that's not the typical way one gets that rank, but hey, if he's now in charge, because the other guy's
Do you suppose
dead...
the monk's companions knew what he was up to? Do you suppose he himself knew? Or was he acting out the only path he had? I have my own thoughts on the matter, and I've had more than a few millennia to weigh it over. But I'll let you reach your own conclusions. Our friend the monk's tale is nearly at an end.
And hey, our companions have joined us. Now that we have the monk with the giant glowing head of the aura of the Master, we can come to the Master's gate. And it opens. And by doing that, we come to the beach, where the island story begins. But that's really all we're going to do for here. This wraps up our 7th and final character's story. Not as bad as some, not as good as some. Definitely darkness in all of them. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this LP. I've had a lot of fun with it. It was a little bit shorter, but it was something I've been wanting to do for such a long time, and I'm glad I was able to go through all of them, and hopefully I helped out anybody who might be stuck with any of the characters, or if you're trying to figure out any of the optional trophies or achievements. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like and subscribe. It's the best way to stay updated with the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.